Good morning, everyone. We are now leaving Leavenworth. We're going to go up the Chumstick Highway. We've never been up this highway, and we always talk about trying it out, seeing what it's like. And today, well, today's the day. We're finally going on the Chumstick Highway as we leave Leavenworth. It kind of bypasses a little bit of Leavenworth. Actually, it does bypass most of Leavenworth, and it bypasses part of Highway 2. So we'll eventually meet up with Highway 2 and go over Stevens Pass. As you remember, the start of our trip, Stevens Pass, was rainy and not the most pleasant motorcycling ride. But today, as you can see, beautiful blue skies. Highs on the west side of the Cascades is supposed to be in the mid-80s. And here in Leavenworth is supposed to be in the upper 80s. So right now it's around 60 degrees. Beautiful. And beautiful, well, mostly sunny day. It should be a wonderful ride and beautiful scenery. Nice curves here. Like we're going through a valley here, but eventually we'll start gaining altitude because we're going to hit Highway 2, and at that point we're going to start going up in altitude at some point. But this Chumstick Highway will go all the way around back over to Highway 2. Not very much a roundabout way to get there. No more scenic, very little cars. Usually as soon as I say, oh, we haven't seen a car for a while, then all of a sudden there's a car that shows up. Yep, see, there it is. There's the car. Seems to always happen. So I should not say we haven't seen a car for a while. Actually, there's another car. I guess they're coming out. Today's fire danger is high. There you go. Oh, wow. Across this hill. Those turns are tighter than 30 miles per hour, which is supposedly the speed limit right now. So I think we're doing 30 because yep, there's the speed limit again. Plain. Plain, Washington. I've never been here. Just plain grocery store. Oh, how cute. So we're gonna head over to Highway 2. then get back on Highway 2 and head west on Highway 2 and go over Stevens Pass. So this was a nice little roundabout way to get to this point. Right now we're on Highway 207, headed just over to Highway 2. Well, it's just a couple miles, I think, to Highway 2. Anyway, that was a nice little change of pace. Had some nice curvy roads, nice twisties, some really tight turns, which is good practice for me, and I need to speed up, I see. Coming up to Highway 2 now. So time to get across Stevens Pass. We're trying to get an early start, so it's only 8:30 in the morning. Actually, now it's 9 o'clock in the morning. We started about 8:30. Yeah, we've been on the road for a half hour. My TFT screen here, I guess you'd call it a dash, tells me how long we've been riding. There we go. All right. Highway 2 here. We were trying to get out early this morning because we know that when you get into the Seattle metropolitan area or the South Sound area, the whole Puget Sound area, let's just call it the whole Puget Sound area, between Olympia and Marysville, it seems to be stop and go traffic almost all day long, except I'd say between 11 and 1. So we're trying to hit that 11 and 1 time frame when we get home. Up ahead, that hill with a lot of green, a lot of rocks, that is Stevens Pass ski area. It's a really nice place to come skiing. It's just for us, it's a longer drive, and coming off the mountain is usually just another traffic jam. And then you have to go through the Puget Sound area, which is another traffic jam. Congestion, they are correct. It's really congested. What's nice is you have parking on the right, and they built a bridge so you don't have to try and cross this traffic in the winter, in the snow, in the slippery road. Anyway, this is Stevens Pass ski area. Elevation's around 4,500 feet, and they usually get some really good snow here. So it's a great place to ski. They have great terrain. No place to stay up here. You either stay down in the Seattle area or you stay in Leavenworth, the Leavenworth area. Leavenworth actually is a nicer place to stay for this, just because it has a lot of amenities there. It's also a little bit of a nicer drive in the snow from the Leavenworth side because it's drier on that side of the mountains, and so the drive is usually drier, not as icy, and it usually isn't quite as congested on the Leavenworth side. Yeah, I really like this part of Stevens Pass, going through the tunnel. Oh, and by the way, every time I go through a tunnel, I always honk my horn. I don't know. There's something about honking your horn through a tunnel. I guess just letting people know I'm coming through, coming through. Now there's the view of Mount Index. Now that's a beautiful view of it. Now I'm sure you can see it now. And then you take a corner in the trees. So you got a little view of Mount Index. This is a much nicer pass than I-90. I-90 is faster if you're trying to make some time, but Highway 2 is prettier. But if you want the prettiest pass to go across, you would go across Highway 20, which is called the North Cascades Highway. And that's the prettiest pass, most scenic pass to take to get across the Cascades. You can only take it during the summer, typically between Memorial Day and around the 1st of October. And then after that, at some point in October, they'll close it when it starts snowing. And typically it reopens around Memorial Day, depending upon the weather, but it's typically Memorial Day weekend. There we go. Well, I don't know if I'm getting this or not, but I hope I'm getting Mount Index straight ahead. And a waterfall. Beautiful blue skies today, warm weather. Great day for a ride. Oh, what a great view up the river. That's the Skykomish River. Really nice view up the river towards Stevens Pass. We turned off a Highway 2 because it just gets a long line of traffic. It's only 10 in the morning and it gets a long line of traffic going into Monroe. So to bypass Monroe, we found this road called Ben Howard Road, and it bypasses Monroe. And so this is much more scenic, fewer cars, and just feels like you're moving. And yes, we have a FedEx truck in front of us, that notorious white van, right? But anyway, FedEx usually, other than where he's got to stop to drop something off, they usually move pretty fast because this is their territory, and they usually drive their territory rather quickly because they got to get from point A to point B. So typically he doesn't slow down too much at the corners. So here we are, Ben Howard Road. Got some farms. A few little horse farms. I don't think you call them horse farms, but I don't know. I call them horse farms. Horse ranches. Maybe horse ranches is better. Wow, nice view of the river. Don't know what river it is. I wonder if that's still the Skykomish River. I'm not sure. It still may be part of the Skykomish River, because it was on our left as we were coming down Highway 2, and we did cross over a river, so I'm thinking that is the Skykomish River. We have a big white horse trailer in front of us now, and a line of cars, and we're figuring out that they're a little bit below the speed limit, so they must be Monday drivers, since it's Monday, instead of Sunday drivers. But apparently they're not in any hurry to get from point A to point B, so we're just under the speed limit here. But we'll just enjoy the scenery then. Enjoy the end of our ride. You know, I won't have any pictures of the day because unless we stop somewhere for a little break, but I haven't taken any pictures today. Typically when we come across, we hardly stop on this trip, or on this leg of the trip. I'm kind of ready to get home. Or we might stop for a little, well, for Rick, a little coffee place. For me, a little chai tea place. We'll see. We'll see if one of those stops is in the cards for us. It'll be nice to get off the bikes for a minute, have a little 15-minute break, and then onward to home. We are not going to be passing. We'll just be behind this lineup of cars. We'll see. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the videos. And yeah, I have no photos for you today, so well, I hope you enjoyed the videos today, and thank you for watching.